So the other day, one of my viewers on stream taught me a little trick that has to do with the defibrillator pads, and I thought it was very interesting and wanted to teach you guys what it was. It's somewhat of an exploit, but I'll get into its usefulness after I explain what it is and how it works. Now, I'm sure you're already aware that you can sprint with the defibrillator pads equipped, but the moment that you begin to charge them, you will slow down to a walking speed. However, there is an exploit that will allow you to sprint at full speed while charging them. The way this is done is fairly simple, but it may take you a few tries to get the hang of it, so I'll do my best to explain how it works, and I'll throw up some graphics on screen to help you out a little bit more visually. For this, you will obviously be needing a merc with the defibrillator pads, and since everybody already has her unlocked by default, I will be using Aura for this example. So to start, you will need to have any weapon except for the defib pads equipped, and then hold down the quick ability button for the defibs, which is in this case E. And while holding down the E key, you will not be able to move any faster if you hold down the sprint button, but we're about to change that. If you tap the left mouse button once, you will zap the air, but if you haven't let go of the E key during all of this, you will start charging your defib pads again. At this point, you will be able to sprint while continuing to hold down the E key, and you can clearly see the differences between walking and sprinting speeds while doing this. Anyways, now that we know how to do this, you might then be asking yourself, well, what's the point? And that is a very good question. I'd have to say that this little exploit is worth nothing more than just to have a little bit of fun, to be quite honest, since it would be much more practical to run with your knife or gun out depending on the situation, but let's just paint a scenario for a minute to show you an example. Let's say you notice a teammate who is fairly far away and want to rush over to them to revive them. It would be much safer and much quicker to pull your knife or uncharged defibs out and then sprint to them in order to revive them, and I'll show you this with a visual example. As you can clearly see, not using the exploit saved me a little bit of time, and in fact was much safer as well. Well, what makes it less safe to use the exploit, you ask? Well, the answer is quite simple. With your pads out, you can't fire back without expending the charge between your pads or switching to an alternate weapon. This honestly isn't that big of a disadvantage if you have to switch back to your primary, but it's just one less thing to worry about if you run with your gun, knife, or uncharged defibs equipped instead. Plus, you can't long jump while performing this exploit either, which is rather unfortunate, which can definitely increase the amount of time it will take for you to get to your fallen teammate, and we all know that every millisecond counts when it comes to this game, especially reviving teammates. But it's still great fun if you want to try to challenge yourself by getting defib only kills or otherwise just messing around in a lobby. So that about covers it. I hope you found it interesting, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, then let me know and I'll try my best to find some more exploits that I can share with you guys. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, as always, take care everyone.